Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Tokyo, Japan One Piece TCG OP06 Championships. My name is Jake. We're going over the top 8 match today, and before I give my usual disclaimer and whatnot, this is the top 8 meta distribution. So we had 6 Gecko Moiras in the top 16 round. Now we're only down to 2. I think both Enels made it through because there's 2 Enels left. The Vinsmoke family deck is still in, and the Yamato, so hopefully we get to see those two. The Katakuri deck, that one previously advanced, obviously, and then the Perona deck advanced. So 3 decks that I really am excited about. The Yamato, obviously, it's my favorite deck. The Perona and also the Vinsmoke family. Hopefully we see the Vinsmoke family and the Perona sometime in the stream, hopefully this round, because I don't know how long they can last after seeing the Miyagi results. But as always, this is my usual disclaimer. I do not own the rights to any of this stream. This is my own unique commentary on the championships. As you can see, the actual commentators are right there. If you do want to check out the actual VOD, not hear this ding dong talk in English, maybe you want to hear them talk in Japanese, you can check the comment and the description below. It will have the actual link to the broadcast as usual. So let's just get into it. All right, we have our next round of the Miyagi Championships. It looks like we're going to have Perona. Nice. I absolutely love this. I have not seen Perona in action yet, and up against Yamato, my favorite OP06 deck right now. I absolutely love that one. I will be playing it when it releases. So let me try to pull up some mock-up deck lists for these 2 decks. I know Yamato might be very similar to what we saw in the Miyagi Championships, but Perona, do I have a Perona sample deck list? Hold on, chat. All right, I've got my Perona deck list. I did play a little bit of games of OP06 with a buddy of mine as we were waiting for League to start. I have like a proxy deck of the Yamato list that won the Miyagi Championships. So it looks like that the Yamato player is choosing either first or second. I think the Perona player is actually going to be going first. So very interesting to see how this goes. Yamato, one thing that I always forget with Yamato that is huge to remember is that Yamato not only is double attack, but it does have that other effect to get 2 Rested Dawn and put it on a, is it also the leader? I know it's at least a character. It's just one of the character if your opponent has 3 or less life. So could be very strong in a lot of points in this game, but we'll see exactly how this goes. I'm very excited to see this matchup. I feel like a broken record here, but I just haven't seen Perona in action. So here we go. We've got Yamato's hand. This Yamato playing the like Sky Island engine. Very interesting. Taking a page out of Enel's book with the Holly and the Shura. I believe that's what that character's name is, that 2-drop character. You got a Satori there, you got an Izzo. We saw the Satori, Izzo, and the 200 million Amaru in the last deck. And this one, ooh, the Perona had a mulligan. Went into 4 or 3 Borsalinos, has a baby 5 1-drop, and a brand new. So really interesting hand. I feel like not very good. I feel like if you're going first, because like you can't play those Borsalinos until turn 3 for you, and so that's a lot of double attack swings from the Yamato that could be coming your way, or at least 1. But 4 life for each character, or I should say each player in this event. And here we go. Looks like we're going to be starting here, and we'll see if my assumption was correct that Perona is going first. It is Perona going first. They are going to immediately put down that baby 5 and say pass. That's 1 less Dawn that they have to do going into next turn. Next turn they could swing Perona and put down a baby 5, and then also a brand new to look for some cards. So the Yamato starting out with the Shura, going to be trying to find, I think it's any Sky Island card, if memory serves correctly. And so looks like they are going to be taking that Satori. That Satori, a very, very good card. I feel like 2K counter, very, very. But we're going to be continuing on into Perona's turn. As there was a pass, they're going to start off resting one Dawn, looking for a Doflamingo kind of pirate, or not Doflamingo. I never know the actual name. That kind of pirate. They're going to grab a Virgo out of there. So Virgo, very, very interesting card to see. We've seen the Virgo for a while. It came in OP03. Dawn times 1 can't be KO'd in battle. So very, very cool. They are going to be using that Perona effect. That Perona effect, activate main once per turn, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less, or up to one of the opponent's characters gets -1 cost during the turn. So opting to rest the Shura, and it looks like, I think they swung into the Shura 5-2, and the Yamato player opted to save the Shura. Okay. I don't know if I would have expected that. Interesting. They still have 2 Dawn to work with. They are going to put down that Dawn. I need to hear a pronunciation of his name real quick. Don Quixote. Don Quixote. Don Quixote. Don Quixote. Thank you, YouTube Noah, for helping with that. They're going to be putting this down, this blocker character right there. That is a blocker, one of the new blockers in OP05. It does have that other effect, as you see on the opponent's turn. If your rested character would be KO'd, you may trash this card instead. So it's almost essentially like 2 blockers, which could be really, really good in this deck. And so now, looks like I think it's gone into Yamato's turn, drawing the Izzo on the turn. So let's see exactly what they do. It looks like they have one of the newer cards in the Yamato deck, a 2-drop. That's not something we saw prior. I'll try to find out what that is exactly. They are going to play that Izzo down 3 Dawn to rest a character of a cost of 4 or less, resting that blocker. And so now I think he's deciding if he wants to attach the 1 Dawn to the Yamato and swing potentially. I don't know why you wouldn't, unless you want to use Shura to clear board. Shura could actually do some work in clearing the board, but it looks like they're going to swing 5 into the baby 5. So I think they're doing kind of what I had just mentioned, you know, trying more now to focus on clearing the board. That 2-drop that I mentioned that's super rare is Hiyori. On play, you may put the top or bottom card of your life pile into your hand, put up to 1 card from your hand on the top of your life stack. So really doing a good job at manipulating life, I feel like. And so the Perona player opting to just discard the blocker off that effect that we talked about earlier, and now Yushura is swinging into the baby 5, clearing the board now into Perona's 5 Dawn turn. They've got a Suru in hand now, so again, ton of Borsalinos going on right now. Borsalino actually would play really well into the other Izzo that the Yamato player has in hand. So we'll see exactly how they want to do this. I think after you see, I mean, you know that Yamato is running Izzos. I don't think that's like super secret knowledge up to this point. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. If I had to take a guess, they only have 5 Dawn, so can't really play a Virgo or anything like that, but they are going to activate main, resting that Izzo, and they are going to be swinging 6 at that Izzo. Interesting that they swing 6 into the Izzo. It is, I think, 3,000 power, and so they're just going to rest 4 and put the Borsalino up. I would love to see on this turn the 3 cost Izzo into, you know, pumping down that Borsalino, and maybe you don't even have to swing at it per se, but giving you an opportunity to at least go around and maybe swing a couple times, or maybe you want to wait until the Howdy Jones turn to be able to use that Izzo and get rid of blockers like Borsalino, because that would equal 10 Dawn. You could do that on your 10 Dawn turn, and also if it's like 1 blocker left remaining, you could be able to use that Izzo Howdy Jones combo to swing a heavy 7 or 8k for a game. And so it looks like they're going to be forcing some pressure with the Yamato here. Going to be blocking off with the Borsalino, saying no double attack for you. And so 3 Dawn left. Looks like they're going to be playing a Holly, just maybe applying some pressure onto the Perona with a couple different swings. Perona's got to get something going. It doesn't feel like they're able to get anything off right now. They did draw into a Sabo, so another blocker in their 6 Dawn turn. But what's your best play right now? Is your best play like swing Perona, or like rest the Shura, swing Perona at the Shura, use the brand new? It looks like they're going to be swinging into the Holly, I think it is. And they're just going to easily counter out with the Hiyori. Not really feeling any pressure at all, I feel like, at this point in the game. I feel like Yamato really has control of this one. And so they're going to rest 2 for that brand new. Going to be looking for a Navy card, whatever that may be. It could be a Hina. So there's Kuzan. They can pick up that Kuzan right there. I feel like Kuzan might be a really, really good option for them, not only because like just Kuzan is good in general, but it's also your only option. So you could be able to put that down and then utilize it in future turns. It allows you to draw more cards, but also, you know, get cost of characters down if this Perona list plays some more of those cost deletion cards. But it looks like they opted for, what was that, X-Drake? Is that, wait, that's a Navy card? Wait a minute, what does brand new grab again? Hold on. I haven't played my Sakazuki games yet. Yeah, it is a Navy card. Okay, so it looks like that X-Drake, or whoever it is actually a Navy. Oh, yeah, that's right. It is, because in the starter deck, it's like a Navy Supernova and a Drake Pirate. So that's an interesting call there. So going to be playing that down. The Holly does go down from that X-Drake, I believe, because that X-Drake on play KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters with cost of 4 or less. So the effect going in terms of getting that character. Oh wait, no, you didn't have to lower the cost. It's a 3-drop. Never mind. But anyways, going into now Yamato's turn. It looks like they've got 8 Dawn now on this turn. They're just going to be putting pressure. You got no blocker. All right, block this double attack. And that's what makes Yamato so strong, because they are going to take it to life now coming in. And all 4 Borsalinos are going to be seen in the top like 20 cards of Perona's deck. They've got all of them in hand, and they're going to lay down a Ohm. Going to be looking for... I don't exactly know what it is, but they decided to whiff. I think they're looking for a Holly. I think it's a new card in OP05. I think you look for a Holly, and then if you find one, put it in your hand. But regardless whether if you put one in your hand or not, you can play a Holly on your field rested, I believe, or maybe it's just played. Either way, they whiffed. And now they're going into Perona's turn. Perona's got an opportunity to do some damage to the Yamato. And by damage, I mean put up blockers. So opting to rest the Ohm and then swinging right into it. That Ohm does not get the the power boost when you have all 4 life. So getting a knockout there and then using the X-Drake to swing 6 is going to be a life taken. There is a potential trigger. It is the Onami. An Onami trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters. So going to be KOing that X-Drake. Really, really good hit. I feel like for this Nami player or this Yamato player, you definitely want some board control, especially when they could be putting up some blockers here soon, because Perona, we've seen them play now, at least from our perspective, 3 different types of blockers. Sabo, which they're playing right now, they played the Donkio, I already forgot how to say it, and Borsalino, all 3 of those types of blockers. So it could be interesting to see how this continues to play out. It looks like they're thinking about doing a 4-drop with the Borsalino, actually going to potentially be discarding something, discarding the what I assume I think is their Radiant Beam, and then also a Borsalino, and then playing another Borsalino of their own, really valuing the other cards in their hand. It would be interesting if a Virgo had left. I feel like, especially with Yamato, and again, a double attack, I feel like those 0 cost boosts of power are really, really valuable for your deck. But who knows what's going on at this point. We'll see exactly how this continues for the Yamato player. It looks like the Yamato player is thinking about what they want to do. They do have an Onami in hand, Howdy Jones, and then the Izzo. I think because there's 2 blockers, you need to pressure one of them before you would Izzo. I feel like you need to like get rid of one before resting the other. But the problem is even though you're on a 10 fold on turn, it's going to be hard to be able to do that. So like you're going to have to swing Yamato and hope that they don't have counter when they have a 6 card hand, and they just showcase that they're getting rid of that 0 counter event. So like you probably think that they have some sort of counter event or really, really good counters in their hand if they're discarding that card specifically. So we'll continue to see maybe what they're going to do. I don't hate like the Howdy Jones play. I feel like Howdy Jones, maybe not necessarily is safe, but could be like something that survives in the turn. You haven't really seen too much from them in terms of like cost lower removal. So maybe they're just like not really playing it too much. But the Howdy Jones, here's the risky thing. It does take one of your own life in order to be able to use its second effect. And we are going to see the Howdy Jones be played. The Howdy Jones in the list. Howdy Jones, pretty much a staple in yellow decks up to this point. Going to be resting either 2 characters or 2 done. And Howdy Jones, I totally forgot that it does that. I totally forgot it was 2 whole characters or 2 done. So strong. Oh my gosh. And then a Yamato swing 8 with no blockers on the field. Unfortunately though, 2 Virgos are going to come down to get 9, but they're going to go ahead and swing a Howdy Jones at the Sabo. So you just gave up 2 2K counters, gonna swing the Howdy Jones in there and say, all right, there's a blocker gone, 1 down, maybe a couple to go. So now in the 10 dawn turn, for the Perona, no blockers on the field and not necessarily a huge hand. Now, one thing that is very interesting and that should be really talked about here is going for the Sabo. Sabo and Borsalino were the same amount of power, 6,000 power. So one may think, oh, why go for one instead of the other? Well, a couple different reasons. One, Borsalino being a 5,000 power during the Perona's turn means that it's less of a threat than a Sabo, but also if you see in the Yamato's hand, the 2,000 or 200 million Amaru is really, really good and could help them win this game, because that does rest when you have 1 or less life left. I think it might be just exactly 1. But either way, resting an opponent's character of a cost of 4 or less. So it is 1 or less life, so they could go down to 0 life and have that effect work. They could rest the Borsalino to be able to free swing in there. And what they need to do, in my opinion, is they need to make sure not only that they live, but also have the ability to hit with Yamato for the double attack and then finish it off with Howdy Jones. So they did take that life, no trigger, but they're taking away the anyways. The Perona did swing 5 at the Yamato. Easy counter out when you just grab a counter, and this could be actually a like 200 million volt Amaru turn. And then Onami, they have 2. Oh my gosh, they have 200 million volt Amarus. So that means they could do it twice. There's another Borsalino in the Perona's hand. Obviously the Yamato player doesn't know that, but if they put down, oh my gosh, that could be an insane turn. And it looks like Perona is going to rest the Shura, and then it is going to be discarded off that mystery card. I don't know what it is, and they are going to put a Borsalino. Wow, that green card is really, really cool looking. But here's the play. We could see the 200 million volt Amarus into the Onami double attack banish off of the Yamato. That would be a very, very insane play, in my opinion. They only have 3 cards in hand. Can they counter out? What the Yamato player doesn't know, though, is they have that 0 cost counter with also 2k. So we'll see exactly how it can play out, but it looks like they are thinking about doing this. It would be a 6 Dawn commitment, I do think, and I do believe probably. Oh man, what's the correct play? Do you put the rest of the 4 onto the Yamato? Oh, I forgot the Yamato, the 200 million volt Amaru. This is why this card is so strong. It gives 3000 power as well to a character or leader. So the Yamato, already 6,000 power. It is 11k power now with banish. 11k banish. Don't put that Dawn on the Yamato. Just swing the Yamato. Just swing the Yamato, please. They're gonna swing 12k Yamato. I think what you should do is you should just swing the 11. I wonder if they know that they have this card, or have a really good indication that they do have this card. It looks like it's going to go through. 2 banished cards and 2 with the effect of the Yamato getting 5 Dawn on there, and the Perona goes down. Oh my gosh. Every time I see this Yamato deck, I am just so astonished and so surprised about the different moves that it could do. I completely forgot that the 200 million volt Amarus give 3000 power as well. 3000 power while also resting a 4 cost or less is an insane effect for only 2 Dawn. That is so strong. It is so crazy. Perona officially knocked out. Yamato moving on to the top 4. And that is going to be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. That was an insane game. I absolutely love that. Definitely will be uploading that as soon as possible. Thank you so much. We'll get the rest of the videos on the channel here soon. I'm going to go to bed as soon as I'm done finishing and uploading this. But have a great night. And again, you can check the rest of the tournament in the description below if you don't want to wait for me to see what the results are. See ya.